Sound off when you get here. All right, guys. I'm gonna just kind of start this as you guys file in, sound off. Big thing here is this is kind of random. I haven't put out a video all week, and anybody that's not new here would know that that's not normal. I'm usually putting out 2-3 videos a week, almost every week of the year. So the big thing here was I was just kind of wanting to do like a fall Q&A. Hey Nate, how's it going? As I was just saying, I kind of wanted to do like a fall Q&A. Anything you guys have any questions for, you can comment now or after the video. Either way, I want to put it out there so you guys can kind of just ask them fall specific questions. I think this will help out a lot. I'm like half asleep right now. I just went for like a super long road bike ride. Posted that stuff up on my Instagram and everything else. But Nate, you have any questions for like fall fishing, any species specific stuff, or I mean anything basically? Just looking to get some dialect going and see if anybody has any specific questions for anything that's upcoming. What's today? It's the 8th of October, so I mean we still have all of October and some of November. Hopefully we have ice fishing sooner than later. Hey Peterson, how's it going? Right? I've been kicking my butt so that I'm ready to get out on the ice. Yeah, happy Friday. How's it going, Jim? As I was saying, just anybody with any questions, I'm gonna probably repeat this like 4 or 5 times because I just want to make sure everybody that comes in gets a chance. But basically just asking if you guys had any questions based around anything specific for fall. I want to kind of get like everybody's, questions that you guys might be stewing on, something that you think I might know more about that I can help you guys with. Like I said earlier, I haven't been able to put out a video all week, so it's one of those things where I'm just trying to help out while I can and try to be consistent here. Tend to have good luck in the fall using ice jigs for pairs. Did you notice that? Nate, I actually do. One of the number one things I do though is I kind of follow the water temps. One of the big ones that'll help you out is once the water temps get down into the 50s and below, fish tend to slow down a little bit. Some fish pick up. I mean, you got walleyes and perch that'll feed a little bit more. But as far as like ice fishing tactics, you can basically duplicate them without the ice until there is ice. So keep that in mind. You can fish all the way up to ice with ice fishing jigs and like slip bobbers and stuff like that, and you'll smoke fish left and right. Jim, lucky you. If you guys are wondering, I have the computer, so it's easier for me to read your comments. Salmon fishing would be a blast. I just never get around to it. I have a lot of driving to do to get into salmon fishing. So hopefully I might make it out once or twice, but otherwise I'm probably going to be chasing walleye, smallmouth, and perch. Go-to lure for crappie. When you're looking for fall crappie, you're probably already starting to look for them suspended out over basins. Sometimes some lakes, they will move in shallow, so you will find them in the weeds in the exact same spots you'll find them in the spring. Granted, you know where they're at in the spring. 60-yard weeks. Peterson, you gotta get out fishing. I'd go crazy. I mean, I'm going slightly crazy. That's why I went for like an hour and a half long bike ride today, just because I didn't get out fishing more than like 2 or 3 times this week, and every time I kind of had like a fail video, so I couldn't make you guys a good video. I didn't want to put one out where it was just like me sitting in the boat all day not catching anything. So there's that. But yeah, I understand fishing's better than working. So, uh, so Cast King actually took the reel back and gave me a complete refund. So props to Cast King for that. They covered it. But I ended up replacing it. I don't know if you can see it. That's a 6500 Okuma. I replaced it the very next day. I'm very impatient when it comes to dealing with companies and how slow they were. You know, everybody's been kind of slow, and I can't fault them for that right now. But I just don't have the patience for that. So, casting reel. Well, Jeff, it's actually something to do with the pigment of, I believe. God, I actually know this one. You're making my brain hurt. I'm half asleep here. That's not fair. Um, I think it's actually something to do with a chemical in the atmosphere. Otherwise, the sky isn't actually blue. So there's that. I'm not gonna go into details on that, but fall questions, big guy. I'm sure you have plenty of things that you could learn more about, but or I could learn from you, but need to get out sick working. Yeah, I the last job, like hardcore job I had, I was doing anywhere between like 68 and I think I did 80-hour weeks a good portion of the time. So trust me, I know what that's like, guys. It's not fun, but you always have fishing to look forward to. So keep that in the back of your head. That's always what kept me going, was the fact that I was able to get fishing once I wasn't working. So there's that. Son's birthday. Tell your son happy birthday, and have a good one. And yeah, I'm gonna try to find some perch, hopefully in the near future here. I have a couple different places I want to try. I don't have them on lock yet, and the water temps actually went back up with that warm front. We have to have at least 2 cold weeks here, and we will be on Sleigh Fest. I need some fresh perch. I'm hungry, Scroll. Ice season, jeez. Nate, I want to get up there for ice fishing and perch fishing. Those slough perch just seem like a blast. It's you have a million options, and if you don't have any kind of connections, I do have a few, but I mean, not necessarily reliable ones. Um, you're throwing your dart at a dartboard when you're choosing from 50 or 100 pothole lakes that could have tons of fish in them. And I know there's a way of checking. I'm not familiar with it because I don't fish Dakotas. So I want to start getting out that way. It's once once I can travel and fish, guys, I'm gonna take you guys along, and we're gonna go to. I have so many ideas. I actually have one trip for this winter that hopefully you guys get excited about. I'm not gonna count my eggs, before they're hatched, but I have one trip in mind that everybody should get excited for. It's gonna be really, really cool if I get out and do it. So keep your fingers crossed for me that we kill it with numbers, and you guys, I get tons of subscribers and views, because the more we get going, the more likely I am to hit this giant trip that I want to do. Small leeches for panfish? Yes, they work amazing. Here's a tip though. Don't use small leeches. That's all I'm going to tell you. Otherwise, I'm giving it all away, because, yeah, you know what I mean. Just try big leeches and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, Bago's doing really good. My tiny boat doesn't like Bago. I want to go out there so bad, but every time I try to set something up to go out there, the wind's blowing, and it's like, realistically, you want a little bit of wind on Bago. I know that, but the big problem is a little bit of wind turns into a lot of bit of wind, and 2-foot waves turn into 6-foot rollers out there real quick. If you're familiar with Bago, do the research. State's website. Oh, okay. So that's what I was saying, Jim. I think, because don't they do they do Fike Net surveys? I think they do. I think they do like a Fike Net survey. And yeah, I could see checking into it. It's just a matter of like spending that much money to go there and not get on fish would be a really big like dent right now. I don't have play money. Everything I have, I take and I invest it into driving to places for you guys to get good videos. So I try to stick with things that I can kind of figure out and know on my own within like 4 to 6 hours. The Dakotas, any of the pothole perch that I know, they were all between 8 and 10 hours away. So there's that. Palmino, you gotta. That's I don't know how you don't ice fish. What do you do all winter long? Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go back to the Mississippi this year, Jeff. I have to. I have to try and do it. I have a couple places that I've been wanting to try. The big thing here is if I can get my squealer running again, that's gonna be a big help because on the Mississippi I can't necessarily take a snowmobile out in all places just because of how much the thing weighs. Palmino, the big thing that most people don't understand with YouTube is like just the fact that I missed a week, my numbers have like completely cut down to like half. And it's because of how many people decided, along the way here that they thought they wanted to do this full time. They thought they wanted it, like I actually want this to be my full time thing. Most people don't understand. You have to upload like 2 to 3 videos a week. And when I was working, I started all this while I was still working. And the problem is like, as you guys know, if you're working 60, 70 hours a week, it's very hard to do just about anything else. So there's that. My hat's off to anybody who can manage both. It's a very, very crazy, crazy hectic thing. YouTube's crazy. Anytime someone asks me if they should do YouTube, do you want to do anything else with your life? If you do, don't do YouTube. Um, Lucky for me, I'm addicted to fishing, so I'd be fishing regardless, but the filming and editing aspect is really fun. So that's why I do this. It keeps me out of trouble, I guess you could say. Not a cheap trip from Michigan. Southwest. I do want to get over to Michigan and do some fishing for big bluegills and perch. I've heard some good things out there. But well, and salmon. You guys have good salmon too, so that's something I would want to do. Nate, I used to do it when I was younger, but the big thing is like I was gonna try to get back into it, and the problem is YouTube went, down the deep end of like they'd say you could do things, and then this is something that most people, I'm sure you've heard stories from other YouTubers, but the biggest thing is sometimes people say they're gonna like, oh, you're fine doing this on YouTube, and then you do it, and then they take your monetization away, and that's all I make right now. I don't get paid to do anything, so that's a big thing. Jim, if you said you're in Michigan, I mean, if I'm headed out that way, I'll try to keep you in mind. The easiest way to contact me if you want to get together, anybody wants to get together, is either on my Facebook or my Instagram. You can message me on either one of those. Um, but yeah, the big thing with the hunting and any of that stuff, I think I might still do it. I think I'm gonna start a channel like 100% based around that side of stuff. That way, if it gets deleted, it's just that stuff that's getting deleted or taken away. And that's my biggest concern is, dedicating almost every day of the year for the last 5 years into something. It would make me pretty sick if suddenly I wasn't able to make any money or suddenly had everything just deleted. Like, that'd be crazy. And I know most people don't understand, like, they're crazy like that. Eastmanville Bayou. Is that a perch spot? Okay. That'd be kind of cool. That's something I want to do this winter a little bit more of if I can swing it, is I want to go fish with a little bit more people, see how you guys do things. My big thing is with fishing, I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and that's that comes with the territory, is try to see how other people do what they do in their areas. my biggest goal in life really is to just travel around the world and learn how everybody picks apart water, adventures, does their own adventures, and like kind of does their outdoor thing. I'll be happy with life if that's you know all I do. Okay. Anybody got any other fall based questions that I could answer? Hey Josh, how's it going? Surprised you made it. um, yeah, basically, I mean, anything that I can document here that would help anyone else with, anything. Fall bluegills, perch, crappie, walleye, smallmouth. I'm kind of out of the loop with largemouth, but they're pretty much everywhere, so there's that. Northern pike, as much as I don't fish for them, I do know a lot about northern pike fishing. Number one perch rig for the fall? That's depending on the part of the fall that it is. Cold water perch, you guys are going to just laugh, but it's literally a slip bobber, a chartreuse jig, and a extra large fathead. I actually have a couple places that I might still be able to get out to soon. That might actually be put into use. So that's my number one big jumbo perch rig. The number two, I actually figured out how to use my, what was that, a Matsuo Nano Minnow, the little jerk baits I use. That little jerk bait when the perch come up all like super shallow, like 4 to 5 feet of water. That works pretty good. But that kind of mimics the whole minnow thing. So yeah, that's my number one perch thing is the slip bobber, chartreuse jig. Try to go as light as you can. Because of the water cooling down, you have to go as light as you humanly can to get a good hookup ratio going. That's a good question though. I mean, I like that number one perch bait. So anything else? Anybody got any other good questions? Actually, Josh, I have. I thought that's what you needed to do to catch giant bluegills for the longest time. So I had 1 pound test, and I broke off far too many fish. We'll just leave it at that. I just kept breaking off so many fish, and at the time I was just as broke, if not more broke, than I am now. And yeah, put it this way, don't fish with 1 pound test. You can get away with like 3 and 4, and you're fine. You just have to know how to use your baits properly. Jim, I don't ever fish anything deeper than 30 feet of water unless I plan on keeping everything that day. Problem is, anything over 30 feet of water, you're basically killing everything that comes up from then. I know people like to think that you can fizz fish and all that stuff, but I've done all the research I needed to do to understand that the mortality rate of fish coming up over deeper than like 32 feet of water, they're pretty much dead. I do whatever you want to do. Nobody says it's illegal, so that's fine. But I know for a fact that I can get jumbo perch in about 3 to 4 feet of water once it starts cooling down, and it's the same perch that you got in 50 feet of water before it cooled down. So that's a little secret that most people don't know about. But once you figure it out, there's no need to fish deeper than that. Try dragging a drop shot with a extra large fathead through about 15 to 28 feet of water, and you'll get those same giant perch. You might not hit those giant schools, but you will. I don't currently have anybody professionally making my merch. I use Teespring, basically because I have to. I don't have the money to invest into somebody. I'm currently working on some merch designs that I'm going to stick my money into. Hopefully get you guys something for this winter. I would like to get a new merch line going for you guys. But yeah, I don't have anybody that has like like a headquarters that makes me merch. It's just Teespring. I was so happy that they were able to do that, because that's one of the few ways that I can do this for a living. Is if you guys buy merch, it helps out greatly. So there's that. Yeah, I fish with live crayfish all the time. There's technically, I believe you can only use them if you catch them where you get them in the state of Wisconsin. I don't know about any other states though. But I usually use crayfish for smallmouth. That's like the number one thing that I use crayfish for, is fishing them on the bottom for smallmouth or under a slipbobber, and smallmouth like them that way when they're suspended. But yeah, there's like a whole slew of rules around it, and actually I don't even know if you technically can use them, so I just don't do that. Justin, hit me up on Instagram. If you don't follow me on there, it's just DWSDave31. You'll find me on there. I plan on getting something big going with merch and stuff like that in the future. Once I can afford to do it, I want to do my own merch. I'm going to do all my own stuff. So eventually we'll get around to that. But I'm always down to talk to people about it and see what people have to say and any ideas people come up with. Oh, and Jim, yeah, the drop shot is the best way to start finding them. I just drift around. It really works the fastest. And then usually I think the water temps have to be in the 50s or less. Yeah, in the 50s or less once you start getting them shallow. Finding them shallow can be a pain in the butt, but if you know where they were in the 50 feet of water, like you were saying, they should be near there. That's your best tip for that. They should be near that same area. So just find the shallow patches that they could congregate, and they do the same thing they do deep as they do shallow. So like perch will run like a mud sand transition in 3 feet of water, just like they do out in 50 feet of water. So that's a little tip for you. Keep that in mind. Okay. Anybody got any other ideas here? Any other questions? Anything that, that I might actually be able to help you guys out with? Some ideas that, try to think. Like fish locations that you want to know about. Pre-ice, like uptail ice fishing. Lures. Anything. And then, like I was saying before, if you see this afterwards, because I'm just going to leave this up for you guys to watch and catch up with later on, you can comment in the comment section below, and I will try to answer those questions. I might even just do videos based around those questions. I have all those other questions from the other Q&A that we did. I want to try and do these like once a month. If I can do them more often, I will. But I just want to, like I said before, I didn't get a chance to do a bunch of videos for you guys this week. So I'm just basically trying to help you out with anything that's like an active question that you guys have. Otherwise, hopefully you guys are getting out fishing. I know some of you guys are working your butt off, but remember to get out and fish. Do that. Like, you work so you can do stuff. Just keep that in mind. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's little Q&A. I'm gonna jump off here, but as soon as you get a chance to, comment below. Like I said, any questions or things you guys want to hear more about for this fall season. I have a surprise coming up here, and oh, asleep at the wheel. I'm just getting off here, but you can comment below any questions you have. But like I was saying, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's Q&A. Let me know how many more of these you guys want to see. And then, like I said, I have a little bit of a surprise for this fall. Hopefully it goes good. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later.